Hello everyone and welcome to today's event where we'll be doing a PhotoBiz live on Ask Me Anything, writing with PhotoBiz AI. So if you haven't noticed, we have a brand new feature that is in the system so you can utilize for your website building when it comes to building your website, when it comes to your SEO, and when it comes to blog content. And we'll be rolling it out more through other features throughout it, but this is a great way to launch into something that you might not be aware of. This feature is going to help, boost your SEO performance. It's also going to make your website look more attractive, and it's going to help you with content at the end of the day, content creation. If you struggle with knowing what to say on a page, this is going to be a great way to rely on something that helps you create better page content and get out the ideas that you want to say, but maybe you just don't know how to formulate them into words. A lot of people struggle with being able to create content when it comes to this stuff, and they're not comfortable with it, or they just don't know what to say. So we're going to focus on that today, how you can utilize PhotoBiz AI for your website, for your blog, for your marketing strategies, and for your SEO purposes. So we're going to give people a little time before we get started, but I just want to thank you today for joining us. And if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. We'll focus on that if you have any. And yeah, we'll get started just momentarily. Again, if you have any questions about AI or how you can utilize PhotoBiz AI today, please let us know in the comment section. We're going to go ahead and get started. So I hope everyone is excited to learn about this new feature. If you don't know about it, we recently released it in the last month. You can always go to our blog.photobiz.com for more details for anything that is related to that service. So you can always check out all the articles that we have related there. So let's just jump right on in to the website builder itself. So this is most likely where you're going to start at when it comes to your website, when it comes to anything going with the actual the build for it and creating things. So let's go ahead and just create a block. Let's just add a block. Let me make sure that it's actually doing this thing. I want to refresh this real quick. Sometimes the new thing disappears and then it reappears. Just create a block. Let's just add a block. All right, now you should be able to see it. So we're just going to add a text block right away. So real quick, you can do this with a lot of the blocks here. I'm just going to put a couple different blocks. We're going to start with from scratch. Disappears. Put text editor block and a title block and things like that. So you'll be able to see all these features that we have. Let's just add a block. All right, now you should be able to see everything. We're just going to add a text block right away. So real quick, you can do this with a lot of the blocks here. You'll be able to add your title and couple different blocks. Say you're writing something you just don't know what to say. Disappears. Put text editor block. This is where the Ask and PhotoBiz AI and things like that. So you'll be able to see all these features. Prompt is going to be able to help. All right, now so prompt is going to add a text block right away. So real quick, you can do this with where you'll be able to add your title. So you see a couple different blocks. Say you're writing something you just don't know what to say that are available right here. So you can choose between writing something about yourself. So if you're doing a homepage, something that you can write about would be like a bio. So what type of photography you do, where you're based and located at, if you have any accolades, anything like that. So we're going to start there because that's always really nice to do. So let's go ahead and write a little prompt for it. I'm a photographer based in Greensboro, North Carolina. I need to write an introduction that excites people about taking, we'll do senior photos with me. And it could just be, we can keep it short, keep it long. We'll see what it prompts out with just with this basic information. So very quick, just a sentence. So I'm a photographer based in Greensboro, North Carolina. I need to write an introduction that excites people about taking senior photos of me. So let's do that. We're going to hit generate text. And what it's going to do is going to generate the text based on the prompt here. And you can see right away, here's something that is created. So we'll remove this conversation piece, like, sure, you want to do something. And this title, we can go ahead and cut that and we can paste it up here in the title section. Hey there, class of 2024, 2025, whatever you want to say. We'll put 2025. Are you ready to make memories that'll last a lifetime? Senior year is a time for celebration, a way to what better way to commemorate this milestone with stunning personalized senior photos. As a passionate photographer based in Greensboro, North Carolina, you can see it's adding in all those little details, all the little SEO bits that I asked it to, and you just kind of go through it, make sure it's hitting all the high notes you want. Of course, you could be more detailed for the prompt so it understands what you're trying to generate, but here right away we already have something that we can utilize. Now, say you like this but you want it to be shorter, you could just copy this text that it created and then rerun the prompt, and I'll show you that next. So I'm going to copy this, we're going to put that right in there. So we have this text block. I'm going to copy this block, and what if we were to tell it to do the same thing but make it shorter? So we're going to paste it in there and make it shorter. Mention my name, Jeremy Hyler, and then we'll just give it a little thing here. So we're going to do that. We're going to tell it to shrink it up, and you can see now it's reduced it a little bit. You could put here whatever you want to. So we're going to keep this intact and see how it generated differently. You can see it made it quite shorter. At least it dropped a paragraph or two directly in here, and you can keep messing with it till you get a style that you like or what it says, as long as it's hitting those high notes. So this is the basic knowledge of how the PhotoBiz AI system works. It's going to be conversational. It's going to build on top of the prompts that you give it, and it's very, very streamlined to that existence. So let's build an entire page together utilizing these features so we can kind of see what it's like. Now, if you're starting from scratch, obviously you can just start building, adding your blocks however you want to. And then there's other blocks that you can intertwine through this. So maybe this block I want to have something that's paired with it that's about booking with me. Create a call to, call to action about booking graduation photos and how you can do either on location or in studio. So you could have something like that. Very, very simple prompt. We're just going to say generate that. And this is kind of where it becomes this system, right? So here we go. It gave us this header. So I might take it. I'm going to put it in our title section. I'm going to change this back to a paragraph. So capture the significant milestone, stunning graduations and stuff. Whether you prefer natural backdrop or an outdoor location or a controlled professional setting, your professional studios, we have perfect options for you. And then it kind of explains a little bit about it. And if you don't want to, you can take a little bit out. You can remove whatever you want. Don't miss out on this opportunity. And then you can have your booking option directly there. So I'm just going to keep this text for now. We're going to pair it with an image. We're just going to select this one right here. I think that's good. And then we're going to modify the layout. We're going to select one of our newer layouts, see what we got. Nice little text overflow. I like this one right here. You can see now we got something that's playing with it. So we have this style. I'm going to remove the one at the top because we only need one. I'm going to style it up a little bit. We're just going to modify it. Make the title alignment center. There we go. So we got something kind of cooking right here. And you can see, like, we've already generated this information. What I want to do now is add a button, book now. And then wherever you would want to link it to, you could have it directly linked there. I'm going to have it set. And then I want to modify the colors just a little bit because we're messing with a lot of white. So let's just add a little pizzazz to it. Let's add some color to this area. Text is white. Button color, we're going to make it make the button white. We're going to make it white. Button text color, we're going to make it that tone. So we're just going to flip it. And we're going to make this. There we go. You can see right there. So easy enough. Super simple. And we need to make our text color. There we go. Then we're going to make our title color. There we go. So you can see how it's coming together. So now we got a little texture to it. We're going to make that button stand out a little bit more. There we go. Simple. So we already got, let's see what we're working with. So you can see directly in here, we've got these two blocks already working together. So you can keep styling on top of it. Now, what if you already have pre-existing pages and you want to modify that? Well, that's easy too. So let's go ahead and create another page that's already got content on it. So what if you want to start with one of our layouts? That's simple enough too. So we'll just select this one. We're just going to make it our new one, test. We're just going to let it build itself. And now it's obviously going to have a bunch of placeholder content that isn't yours, but let's see what it looks like on the page. It's going to be nice and lush. It's got some effects already on there. You can modify those however you want. But you can see it's already got all this context on here. So we want to change this content to be more focused on ours. Now, of course, I could copy and paste it directly from this page if I wanted to, or I can do it right here on the block again. So we have this, I want to tell it to, I'm going to change this to just say, Greensboro headshots. So we have that. And then we're going to change this where it's actually going to be about some context here. So now we do I'm a headshot photographer named Jeremy Tyler. My Studios does professional headshots. I need something that will be an introduction to my work, how I'll help the customer or help the client look good for corporate, film and television, and for their own personal portraits, for branding and more. So simple enough. We just write a quick paragraph ourselves that it's not clearly defined, but we're going to tell it what we want, and it's going to generate that context. So we know what we want. We want to make a studio headshot, professional headshot. We want this to be engaging. We want this to be an introduction. And here we go. It's going to say, welcome to my studio. If I want that, I can remove it if I don't want it. So I'm going to remove that sentence because we already have a nice intro above it. So then I'm just going to change this to a header 1. And then you can see what types of headshots we do. Now, I might break this up in different ways, of course, but we want to see what it generated. To me, it's a lot of words, but there's ways to make this attractive. Like, you see how there's 3 pieces here? This is where we could take some of these elements that exist below and then add them to those areas. So if I was going to take some of this, I might take some of this right here, like corporate headshots. I might make it into another block where it's all focused on these types of things. So like portraits, we might change it right here where it's like this. Just paste the context in. Oh, sorry, my computer's chugging along for some reason. Okay, let's see if that works. Sorry about that. My computer was acting real slow for a second. Is everything working good? I think the internet crashed for a second here. Just want to make sure. Let me sections if you can see me and hear me. I think my internet went out for a second and blinked. All right, there we go. So you could take something like this, headshots, portraits, or anything like that. If it's focused on corporate stuff, you can keep that there. We can change this to say, instead of saying portraits, we could say corporate headshots, and then of course have an image that represents that. And then you can refresh it as it goes. So you can have that context collected here instead of it being all styled here. So then what I would do is I would just purge what I have up here and then add it where necessary down below. So just kind of going from that type of action. So that way we already generated some really cool context when we needed it, and then we can just add it directly into these spots. So again, right here, I would take that context, film and television portraits, I would take something like that. And then just make sure everything is styled properly. So this is how the AI, you can utilize it as a functionality, as a tool for your website, and put it in parts to make other sections more robust. So very fast, very simple. I utilize the text editor block a ton. It just makes things so much easier and a breeze instead of being like, well, what do I want to say for these sections? Especially when you're creating like secondary menus or like just conversational pieces to design these areas. You just want to make sure it looks, stylistically polished. And when you get stuck to these areas, it can be really difficult. So personal branding, there we go. So you can have these contexts here. You can read through it, make sure it says everything you want to, make changes however you want to those elements. So maybe right here we might want to take some of this. Like I like some of the ideas, but I want to style it up just a little bit. We're going to take right here. I'm going to add a new little divider that we have. We're going to change it up. We're going to change it to a little tiny line. Something a little stylistic. Something like that. And then you can add that text editor block from the previous one here and pop it right on in. And you could have something like this that just looks really, really polished. And then you can modify it how you want to. So maybe you're like, I don't know how this looks. You can choose the different layouts that we might have. You might want to choose something like that goes along with it. Or you might want to do something completely separate. And I always like to utilize the FAQ blocks because they create like little cards. So you could add that in. You could do something like this. Why choose us? Add something like that. Let's change the styling a little bit. And you keep modifying it till you get the look that you're going for. Something of that nature, if you wanted to. Keep messing around till you get the look that you like, right? So you can keep taking this context, you can remix it however you want to. There's so many different ways you could do it. Or maybe you just want this little piece right here. This is really, really nice. And then if you need to have like your prompt here, you can modify the one here. Meet me. Just go put this. meet Jeremy. And then modify the context of this section as well. So, I need to put an about section for me. Jeremy Heiler, pro photographer, 15 years experience in Greensboro area for headshots and video. Something like that. You could do that. So very general, very quick. Let's see what it wrote about Jeremy. So we have Meet Jeremy at the top, so we're going to keep that. Jeremy Heiler is a professional photographer with over 15 years of experience specializing in headshots and video production. Based in the Greensboro area, Jeremy is dedicated to capturing the essence of his subjects through stunning imagery and compelling storytelling. His extensive portfolio showcases a range of work, etc., etc. So you can see it really, really crushed out something really nice and polished right here. And you can really take something out of that. You can modify how you want to. You could say, hey, take this, but add something else to it. So I really like what it wrote here, so I'm going to save it. I'm going to remove this part right here. We don't need that. But maybe you want to make some slight changes to it. Maybe you want to add something that you didn't think about till much later. You could say, like, okay, I want to take this. I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to say, mention my work with brands like ESPN, Coke, and Pepsi, or I'll put Discovery. And then I'll put a colon, and then I'll re-put what I already have in there, but I want to add more context to it. So let's see what it says. There we go. So now it added a section. Throughout his career, Jeremy has had the privilege of working with prominent brands such as ESPN, Coke, and Discovery. Further to showing his ability to high, visual content. Easy enough, simple, straight to the point. Then I would have a picture here that represents me, and we can see how it's modified itself. Got this nice little section here. Looks really nice and clean. And then, this section's done, and you keep adding to those elements till you're excited, till you get something that you really feel good about. So this tool, this AI system, PhotoBiz AI, is here to assist you when it comes to writing complex situations or difficult areas. So if you wanted to make a pricing page, you could create a pricing page, and we can showcase how to do that. But let's jump into one area that a lot of people struggle with, and that's SEO. So ways you can utilize SEO, say once you have this page the way exactly that you like it, and it looks really clean and beautiful, now we need to add the element of actual meta and all those types of descriptions. So we already have the context, we like the page, however it turned out, but we need to add the SEO. So we're going to click up here in the top corner where it says SEO. Right here you'll see that the auto engine is going to have this, and we have this where you can see what the search engine looks like, how this page looks like. We need to actually add our SEO. Now we could hit custom, and it's going to just have it where you can customize it on your own without any assistance, or you can click the Ask PhotoBiz AI button here. So click that. We want it to be customized. So I am a headshot photographer in Greensboro, NC, that does photos for film, television, corporate, and personal branding for over 15 years. So we're just going to give it that quick little brief down. We're going to tell it to generate it. So what it's going to do is it's going to extract what the prompt is, and it's going to create this. Here's what the metadata presented. Professional headshot photographer in Greensboro, North Carolina. Amazing. And that's going to fit within this parameter that we gave it. You can see this is built on don't go past 65 characters. Now, of course, you could, but this is what Google recommends for the length of things. So could I put Jeremy Heiler? Let's see. I mean, I probably could. 67 characters, not bad. So see however you want to. I think professional headshot photographer in Greensboro, North Carolina is very SEO focused, so that's good. Let's see what else it said for meta description. Experienced headshot photographer in Greensboro, NC, for film, television, corporate, and branding for over 15 years. That's great. And if you want to, you could add probably a little bit more because we have a little bit of buffer room. But you can see that it put all that in there. I could put probably my name. Jeremy Tyler is a experienced headshot photographer in Greensboro, North Carolina, television, corporate, and personal branding for over 15 years. You know, and we still have a little buffer room. We still got a little buff. So we're probably okay to add more stuff if we wanted to. But this is pretty locked in. You could probably put Greensboro, NC, and surrounding areas. Let's see. Almost. So you can see, you can keep adding till you get that perfect formulation, but it already gave us something that was really in sync anyway, so I kind of like that. And then you can see the meta keywords. Now, again, they only want you to list up to 10 to 15, which is great. You can see headshot photographer, Greensboro, NC, film photography, television, corporate branding, personal branding, professional photos, experience, photography services, branding photography. So you don't want to go really past all that. So we have that, and it's locked in. You can see how it changed up here, the titling and everything. So you could do that to all your pages that you utilize for SEO purposes. Just go through there. You can see what you have existing and copy paste as you go if you want to. Like maybe you want a new meta description or something like that. Kind of just keep going through there till you get the descriptions you want. But you see, fairly easy to do. Again, the tool is here to assist you when it comes to writing this context. So you're not struggling with like, well, I don't know why I want this page to do. Now we'll come back to creating like a pricing page, because I think a pricing page is where a lot of people struggle the most with when it comes to creating context. Homepage and that are probably the hardest, because the investment page or the pricing page is where a lot of people struggle with, well, what do I need to say? So we'll come back to that. But the next big part of this is, I know a lot of you guys do not blog. And blogging is really, really your SEO secret weapon. I don't want to call it a secret weapon, but it really does act that way, because say your website has 7 pages and you have a blog page. Well, the blog doesn't act as pages on your website. It acts as like an extension, right? So when you're looking at your blog, think about how you can write context that create more pages for your website without creating more clutter. Now you see over here on the side, we have tons of test pages that we work out over here. Now, of course, these are like thousands and thousands of pages and things like that when it comes to looks. But when you're utilizing something for your own website, you don't want that clutter. You know, we say a max of about 7 to 8 pages. Excuse me. From there, what you want to do is create a blog. A blog can act as many pages as you want, because you need to be found in the sea of thousands and thousands of billions, millions and billions of pages out there. So how do you stand out if you only have 7 pages and you're like, well, I'm not ranking high enough? Well, the blog can act as an extension of that, because someone might find your blog before they find your website. Yeah, so they might come there first. So how do we make that more attractive to your customers? Well, let's create some content that could be a little bit more evergreen when it comes to this. So let's jump right over there. So we're just gonna create a blog. We have a question in the corner. Pinterest and more. I just joined. Are we able to rename our photos after they've uploaded them to the website? So the way the system works with the photos, let me show you. Because what it really comes down to, if you're looking for some SEO education, photos on here will retain their name based on them, but they will display differently for customers. They're going to be generated this way. And the reason why is our system actually creates 3 versions of your photos when you upload it. It creates a desktop version, a mobile version, and a in between, a tablet version. So you don't need to worry so much about the name of the file, because the naming of the file is so like 0.000% of helping. But what you can do is you can add alt text to those images. So you can see here, you can add alt text here. And when it comes to alt text, a lot of photographers get this wrong as well, is how do you treat alt text? Now, someone's probably going to say, you know, what we usually see is this. That's it. Or something like Greensboro. And then they're hoping that gets ranked and stuff like that. That is not really good for alt text, because alt text isn't really that, or its intention. What alt text wants you to do is, and here's a way to write it better if you want to do this, you just need to make it more organic. You could write it like this. So I'm just going to write something real quick. Young teen with floral head dress in modern clothes stands in front of green trees as a backdrop, photographed by Jeremy Hyler in Greensboro, North Carolina. So you could do that, and it's done. And now that alt text is actually doing something, because it's not just saying who you are, it's saying what this is, because this is what's more important. Because when people are searching for something specific, especially for people who are seeing impaired and stuff like that, this is where you want to add that context. A young teen with floral headdress in modern clothes stands in front of a green backdrop of, you know, trees, etc. And then you can organically add who the photograph is by yourself. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad I was able to help. But yes, think about that way too. And if you need help with even alt text, you might even be able to say, take this and make this, you know, alt text on one of the text editor blocks, make it sound more organic or something like that. So just think of ways you can implement it that way. All right, now let's jump back over to where we're going to next. We're going to go back to the blog. We're going to create a new blog post. I'm just going to call it test for now. We're going to jump over. And you can see, maybe you want to write some evergreen content. Now, what is evergreen content? Does anyone know what that means? Evergreen content means content that can live forever. It's not very synced to a time. So, you know, you run into that like, oh, you need to get people for a mini session. Well, that's great. You can write that too. We'll write one of those as well. But let's focus on some evergreen content. So if you've never messed with evergreen content, something I recommend is something like, you know, how you can keep people there, you know, like what to wear for X type of session in Greensboro. So let's do that. So we're going to write an evergreen content. We're going to tell Ask PhotoBiz, need to write an evergreen blog post about my photography business in Greensboro, North Carolina, that focuses on what to wear for sessions, what to wear for each season in the downtown area for client photos or headshots. A little messy, but the AI will be pretty intelligent. So I'm just going to say, and you can see other prompts down here, what to wear for a great family portrait, etc., etc. So you have these options. So I need to write an evergreen blog post about my photography business in Greensboro, North Carolina that focuses on what to wear for each season in the downtown area for client photos for headshots. Let's see what it says. Just going to generate a post. It's going to bake one up for us. I like to say this is like cooking. So we're going to see what it cooks up. What to wear for headshots in downtown Greensboro by season. So look at that. We already got something here. That's awesome. So I'm going to tell it to do that. We're going to generate it. Nice little blog post. Great bit of information. We can add an intro. We're going to say, need an introduction paragraph. We're going to do that. I'm going to take a block. I'm going to take a text block above. Need a introduction paragraph to this subject. colon, what to wear for headshots in downtown Greensboro by season. Boom. It's going to generate something. There we go. Choosing the perfect attire for headshots in downtown Greensboro can signify, significant impact to your impressions. City vibrant, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to go into something. Now, we don't want to make this purely about yourself yet. We'll do that at the end when the call to action shows up. So now we got this nice little introduction. We're going to add like a little divider. You would add an image up here as a banner. You pick something. We're just going to say family. I think I got a nice little stock photo here. Whoop. We can pull from. It's like a little family. There we go. They're in downtown. How about that? We could pull something like that. Got this nice little thing. And then we need a call to action to end this. So you can sprinkle throughout it all the types of storytelling that you want to add. Now I just want to end this blog. So I could say, need to end this blog with a call to action to book with Jeremy Tyler Studios in downtown Greensboro. The subject of this post was, colon, edit there, what to wear. So boom, gonna let it generate it, and you just give it a little context. Ready to capture best self? Awesome. How awesome of a headline is that? Great. Choose the right outfit for headshots for Seth. When you're ready to take the plunge and secure those perfect, look for no further than Jeremy Hyler Studios in downtown Greensboro. Our team is dedicated to making sure that you not only look fantastic, but you feel confident during the session. How awesome of a thing is that? And instead of it being a text button, I could keep it that way if I want to. Don't wait any longer. We're going to have this. It's plugged in. How awesome. I love this. And we can, you can mix it up however you want to. You can take this right here, and I'm going to add a button. I'm going to change the button text. We're going to do that, and then you send it to wherever you want to. I'm just going to send it to photobiz.com. Let's just take a look at it real quick. Quick little blog post, what to wear, and this is evergreen. This content can live forever because how awesome we got each season, what they can wear in these locations, and then we have ready to capture your best self. And you can keep adding more flourishes however you want to. If you want to add more context to like specific locations in downtown, like, oh, you want to take photos in front of a mural or somewhere more with architecture or more open like sky, you can add those types of little details as you go. Just implement that into the story that you want to tell. So you can see how it looks. Final tips, we got that. It's really, really nice. So we got this article. I would totally post this right away and share it with the world. Very simple, very simple. Then I would have that blog post on our homepage or on our blog page. But you could write tons of evergreen content like this throughout the year, like, what makes the perfect headshot, and then adding in those details. What makes the best film and television looks for whatever purpose, for dramatic actors or something like that. So think of ways that you can create that context. Now, if you're not just a headshot photographer, let's think about other ways you can do that. You can do that with wedding locations. Why X location is the perfect place to shoot photos for your next wedding or for your wedding, and then engagement photos or stuff like that. What to wear for your engagement session for each season. You could do stuff like that very, very quick and easy to apply directly to the type of marketing that you have. And then you would share this out. And the great thing about evergreen content, you can share this anytime. You don't have to share it once. I think a lot of people get stuck on, I wrote the article. And then they share it once and they're like, that's it. I got to write more stuff, right? Yeah, you do need to write more stuff. But guess what? You can always revisit articles. You got thousands of them at that point. So if you have tons of these, just write a bunch of articles like this. These can live on your website and they can always be generating content for you. Generating leads. We have a call to action here to book now. You can add that book now here if you want to as well. It's really up to you when it comes to how you want to style it and get it to your customers. I'll copy this. You can change maybe the call to action instead of scheduling your appointment. Talk to a professional headshot photographer. Or instead of talk to, maybe we make it consult with. You can have whatever you want to say. At least then you're programming it to be where people have options and a sandwich in between. You can add more images if you want to. However you want to style it. That's done. So now we got one article for that. Now that's evergreen, but what if you need to do something in a timely manner? So let's see. Next big photo day is going to be Valentine's. Maybe you need a Valentine's Day session. So let's go right over. Just create a new one. We'll call this Valentine's. Create that. I'm going to tell it to, I need to write a Valentine related blog article that focuses on booking a session with me for my in-studio event. Spaces are limited, and for couples and families. Mention the cost, which is $250 for photos. For this pop-up mini session. All right, so we need that. I need to write a Valentine's related blog article that focuses on booking a session with me in my studio. We'll say booking a photo session. Photo session with me and the times are limited. Okay, so we're gonna go right there. I'm gonna tell it to generate it. It's gonna work on it. We have that there. Wow, look what I already did. So it gave us, and I'm gonna add an image here at the top. We need a nice little banner image. Let's see if we have anything in our stock. I'll just type in Valentine's. There we go. We'll just pop this one in for now. Capture your love this Valentine's Day in limited availability. Talking about that, and maybe there's some things I want to do. I need to tell it to do a couple things. I need to let it know where's located. We need to tell it to do a couple extra things. So we're going to ask it to do one more time. We're going to revise it. Revise this. Add location in Greensboro. And the first and second weekend in January for the shoot dates. Okay, and then colon again. But I'm going to just tell it to do that. And it's going to generate. There we go. It's located in Greensboro, all these locations. And it's telling us first, second weekend in January, and then you can put the actual physical dates if you want to as well. But we have this already. It's set. It's ready to go. It added just a little bit of context in there, and then you can add your button here for booking. So book now, and that's where you could link it wherever you want to. We're just going to send it to photobiz.com. Save those changes. Now we have this article. You can share it out to the world, but we need a page that goes along with this. So let's go ahead and create something in that timely manner, but we need to start it from scratch. So we're just going to create something from scratch. We're going to build. We could start with empty, but we already have, what's nice is we have a booking page already. So I'm going to select this as our template. I'm just going to say Valentine's on it. It's done. And you can see we have a scheduler built in and everything else. So what can we do in this context? Well, we need to build this quickly. So let's go ahead and do that. We need to create this page. We need to create a text editor block. I'm going to put it above here. Add some context. Introduction to landing page about Valentine photos or Valentine mini session photos for January 15th through the 18th. We'll just say something like that. page describes the event and how to sign up. All right, so we're just gonna tell it that. Just a little bit of data. Okay, so see, it's giving us some details. Wherever you want to, you can add, you can change the location, how much it costs. We're gonna put in the price right here, $250. We already know that, and how to sign up, etc. You can have all the information if you need to. Sign up's down below, so we don't need to worry too much about it. So we just want the event details. So we can take that right there, have it popped in. Perfect. I'm going to change it to one column. There we go. I'm going to make the title there. I'm going to make the title a little bit bigger. Let's see. We want this to really pop up. We got that going. Our text for this page we can also make a little bit bigger, so we can make the paragraph text a little bit larger if we want to. There we go. So we got it going. Oh yeah, I gotta put it up here. There we go. So now we got something. And you can make it more romanticized, however you want to with the colors. We got some nice little beautiful photos here at the top. So we're just gonna leave that rolling so we can see what it's doing so far. So we got this, rotates here at the top. Available sessions book. This is where we need to put our scheduler. So some of that context that we have here, we can actually probably put into the event details itself. So we're just going to take it and we're going to utilize it by creating a scheduled event. So let's jump over to there. We're just going to go to our scheduler. We're going to create a mini session real quick. Click on services. You can see what you have available. We're just going to create a new one. We're going to call it Valentine's. We got our group. We're going to create new. We're going to create a custom date and how long the duration. We have 15-minute duration, so we're going to stop there, and we're going to say Valentine's sessions. There we go. And then you can put your details right here for your description. You know, we'll just say February 15th through 18th for now. If we need to change it, we can. We'll modify that later. We'll just put my location. And you know, we have the duration set to 30, so we'll just keep it 30, and we'll just include 5 images. How about that? 5 images plus, you know, whatever you want. You can add whatever you want to when it comes to it. 5 images plus 1 web or something like that. And how much you're going to charge? We're going to put $250. And we're going to go ahead and ask for booking and all that stuff if you want to. There we go. It's done. Add your dates. So you go here. You can see that, you know, if you wanted to, we can do that. We're just going to do 15th through the 18th. You know, something like that, right? So we're just going to select 15th. All day event. Trying to maximize it. How much money we can get. We ain't taking no lunches. There we go. All day event. Have a photo that represents it. Click on the clipboard or something that you might have. Just select something. So I'm going to select here. I'm going to go to our, I'll say woman. Just type that in. See if there's anything. We'll just select this one for now. Insert. You can see your availability for the time, instructions, anything you want to add here, you can do that. We're going to go over to our page that we built. We're going to choose that scheduled event, add the scheduler event. You can go to Valentine's, click there, select that calendar. There it is. Now I want to change the layout because I want to make this a single page event. So we're going to do that. We're going to go back to our service. We're going to select that again. And there's the event right there. Now, of course, whatever image you pick, you can modify it however you go. But let's go ahead and see what this page looks like now that we've added a little bit more context. We took the information that we're going to put here, we're going to pop it out of there because we don't need it up there anymore. So let's go back to that page. Let's remove it here. And now this page is starting to look a little bit more dressed for it. I want to modify the colors a bit just to give it more of a romanticized feeling to it. Right now it's got that gray. How about we did something that's a little bit more in this tone? What if we did something like that? And then we gave it a little bit of white color. White. Make the button. Let's make the button pop out. How about that? We're going to take that red and we're going to really emphasize it. You can do something like that. Simple enough. Now let's go over and test our page out. There it is. I'm going to change this banner above it to mimic the one below it. Let's change our colors, background colors. Let's give it that tone. Perfect. There we go. Let's refresh. You can see it's got something going on, and then when they pick here, you can see what they want to select, which dates, what's available. Then they can start punching in all their information directly here and take a payment. And if you want to, you can have a contact form here at the bottom, or you can not. I'm just going to remove it because it's not necessary. We just want people to book on this landing page. We're taking them straight to where we want them. And then of course you could add like extra details down here at the bottom if you need to like break down like how the event will go. Again, simple enough. Select some images. I'm just going to pick some from our stock. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We're going to pick 3 for now. And out of that, you can create something unique with that style that's just got some little beats to it right here. Or, in fact, let me change. I'm going to do one. I'm going to go to our list items because we have some cool list items. Let's do that. That add a little polish to the page. I'm going to select an image. 1. Do another one. 2. I'll add one more. And this will kind of give us our breakdown of how the process goes, because people always want to know how investment pages and stuff like that. So this is kind of working as an investment and landing page that way. We'll add some details directly here. So I'm going to ask it to give me this text editor block, and we'll delete this later, but we just wanted to give us some details. Need to do a 3-step break down for this mini session. 1, select date. 2, take photos. 3, view photos and purchasing. There we go. That's all we want. It's going to give us those 3 like that. I want to give it, put some details in there. Give details to each step of this process for a Valentine There we go. Let's see if it gives us something. There we go. This is what we're looking for. So you could have something like this, or maybe just take what you want out of it. So I'm just going to select this one. So we're going to pull this up. We're going to modify this block. I'm just going to add some details here. Select date. We're just going to say 1, select date, right? Just want that little bit of paragraph. That's all I want. That one little sentence. That's all I need. I'm going to have that. You can see how it's going to pop it in like that. How awesome, right? So we're going to do the next just like that. We're going to take from here, take photos. We're going to take that first line again. That's all we want. So I wrote something nice and prompt that we didn't really have to think about. We'll just say the session. There we go. And then our last piece, view photos and purchasing. So here we're going to take that. And you can get detailed here if you want to or more, but I just want them to know how it's going to go down. They're going to be able to view their photos and purchase after the session. There we go. This could be done in person or through online gallery. Boom. Simple. Straight to the point. Now we got something going. Right? We don't need this block anymore because we got our data, all the info that we wanted. And you can have this above or below. I'm going to put it above so they can see what the process is like. You want to romanticize this page a little bit more, you can look at our fonts that we have available. Maybe for the title you want to change that up. Let's see what we have for scripts. Something like that might look really nice. Let's just choose it. Let's see, handwritten ones sometimes look good too. Let me go back to scripts. Maybe a little bit nicer. I have one that I like. I can't remember the name of it though. This one looks kind of cool. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. And then we'll just make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Simple enough. Change the color. Let's give it a little romance to it. Make it red. We'll just make it pop out red. How about that? And we could change this too, but I'll keep it as is for now. But we can see at least what it's done. So we create this page, it's got some context to it, it's got some how the session's going to go down. All this data has been collected and scrubbed from the AI, from the text editor block. We've had it do all this stuff, and we've pieced together this entire page utilizing the AI system involved. Now, how do I get people there from our pages? Well, you can send them directly to this page by just going through the marketing channels, or you can also, what's best? That blog that we just wrote, you can add that call to action. Now you can add that link directly here for when people are going to it. So when we go back to it, they're reading the article, they're like, yeah, I want to do this session. Click on it, boom, it's going to drop them right into here, and then they can start scheduling and booking right then and there their time that they want to work with you. So you see, you can utilize this AI to expedite anything that you're working on. I mean, this page we put together in 10 minutes. The article we put together in 3. The homepage we put together in 10 minutes. So, just within this hour, we've built multiple facets and understood how we can utilize the PhotoBiz AI as a writing partner, as a buddy to ourselves. So when it comes to this stuff, it's going to be really, really accessible. And then, of course, you can then add some AI zhuzh to this page, right? So we can go back over here. We can go back to the page that we were on. You can go up to the SEO, and you can write something here, Let's go to our ad. Photo session in Greensboro, North Carolina for Valentine mini sessions at Jeremy Tyler Studios. Feb 15th through the 18th, 2025. Let's see. It's going to add a little zhuzh to it. There we go. Valentine mini sessions photos. Here we go. So people are looking for photo sessions for Valentine's. All these details are already built right on in, and we're going to, of course, utilize it. Done. How awesome is that? You're not sitting there banging your head on, oh, I need to make this work. Oh, I need to know how to do this. Rely on the PhotoBiz AI to assist you when it comes to those challenges. That's what is very, very welcoming about all this stuff. So we were able to create, 2 types of homepage styles real quick. We also created 2 SEO examples, 2 blog posts, and we created a landing page today, all utilizing AI, and we did that all in this hour. less than an hour probably, because we had to also answer some questions in and there. So think about what you can utilize when it comes to building your website. If you need to know more examples, you can always go to our support.photobiz.com and learn more about the AI systems. You can also go to our blog.photobiz.com. We have great details when it comes to utilizing these new features. You can see all the things that we're talking about when it comes to SEO right now. But how can photographers use PhotoBiz AI to boost their online presence? Crafting a welcoming homepage, which we focused on today. Building personalized connections on your About page. Simple enough. We did that in an About section today. You also can expand on the offerings that you have on an investment page, just asking simple questions like create a description of 3 photography packages, a mini session, a full session, and a deluxe session. And it's going to be able to create that for you. Design the effective landing pages after it's done. So you can go through here, have it help you write this content, and then you can go in and clarify and modify on your own that text to make sure it's clear and defining your personal business as much as possible. Now, of course, there's other things that we can learn about later. We can talk about more. If you guys are more compelled to learning more about how you can utilize AI, please let us know in the comment sections. Please like this video. That'll let me know that we can create more videos about it, because there's going to be other things that we can talk about. Creating tone of voice, making sure it's personalized to the type of audience that you're going for. Because you might say, I want to write something very bubbly. How can I do that? Or it's not projecting my tone. Well, guess what? You need to tell it some tone. You can go through there and do that type of expressions. Like you can say, like, make this more fun, for like teenagers. So I could go to that page. I can go to this page right here and say, rewrite this. Rewrite this for teens. Make it hip and cool and fun for 2025. Something like that. And it's going to take out of that context, it's going to dive into the AI systems and go from there. As a passionate photographer based in Greensboro, I specialize in creating unique and vibrant portraits that reflect your personality and achievement. Whether you're seeking a classic cool look or something more adventurous, I can collaborate with your senior session and tailor it perfect for you. Let's transform this exciting chapter of your life into beautiful, cherished images. From scenic outdoor locations to full urban, that is so much better than just a general drop-in. And it gave us everything that we wanted out of that. So think about how you can make everything sound a little bit more richer in context and more organic to the page at the end of the day. You can find out more details like this by utilizing blogs like this, and I'm going to throw it into the comment section over here. Definitely recommend checking this one out. I think this one will really assist you when it comes to writing and how you can write better context for these pages. And yeah, lean into this. We have a bunch of new features that are rolling out. We're going to have a bunch of brand new stuff coming out in the next year as well. Very excited about it, such as, the things that we've done with some animations. We're going to have a lot more cool stuff coming out. If you need to know more, check out our education.photobiz.com. If you want to have our team help you, we have coaching services available. So when it comes to designing services or anything like that, our team can assist you when it comes to building your website or setting up a product on there. So even though we have the AI system, sometimes we are still not capable of doing those things, and we understand that. We want to be able to assist you where you are having those pitfalls. So maybe you just maybe you're just not talented enough when it comes to building a website, because you got to focus on your business versus learning how to put something together. With our AI assistant tools and our ability to design for you, you could have your entire website built in less than a day. You want to check out some great articles about that? Again, go to our blog.photobiz.com. You can always do our coaching services as well. But our blog, one of our most recent ones, definitely check out. If you want to know how quickly we can help you when it comes to building a website, check out this incredible story with Brian Moss, where he had to have clients finding him from all over, from France, and they didn't know where his website was because he didn't have one. He only had social media. And we built him a website in less than a day. He swore we were AI itself. So take advantage of this, because now he's having people connect with him, and within that time frame, he also earned a Grammy nomination for his artwork for an album that he contributed art to. So this is a guy who's something prolific, but people will only be able to get in touch with him via social. But he had clients looking for him for 5 months. Now he has that presence. If you're looking for have that captivating presence, reach out to our team. We build it for you services like he used, or maybe you just want to do a makeover to your website. We have those services available. Take advantage of them. Call our team. chat with our team. You can see that we have available our We Build It For You services. You can see all down here we have pro services available you can check out. So if you ever need a We Build It For You where we redesign your website, maybe give it a refresh or start fresh with a brand new website, you can check that out as well. All right, so we talked a lot today about AI. If you guys want more AI content in the future, please let me know. I want to be able to assist you when it comes to making more content. Maybe we'll do one purely focused on blogs. Maybe we'll make one that's more purely focused on tone of voice, language when it goes into that. Anything like that that you're interested in, and how we might be able to utilize it down the line in other products. We do know that it's going to be coming to more products and services in our features, like our marketing tool and such later. So we'll probably focus on something during that time as well. But I want to thank you for joining me today. Thanks for everyone. Our silent warriors watching, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Have a great and hopefully not too cold